Boom! What is up, everybody? We have some exciting news to go over. AMC stock actually had a pretty good week this week, up 14%, and we have 4 things we're going to want to go over in this video. Actually 5. We're going to go over the stock price, what's going on there. After that, we're going to touch on AMC's short interest, look at a couple of things that have changed over the week that actually look better than we did at the start of the week. After that, we're going to talk about the AMC, a couple of things with real-world data that people aren't talking about, but it was actually really positive news. Came out after the market closed on Friday, June 18th, so could have positive impacts when the market opens at the start of next week on Monday, June 21st. We're also going to go over a little bit of leaked info and what's going on with the short squeeze. So if you're new here, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel. We talk about AMC, the stock market, cryptocurrency, tech news, just about anything that I find interesting, I think could make us some money. Well, then we're going to talk about it. But anyways, right now we are seeing AMC stock price sitting at $59.26 per share. We unfortunately closed below that $60 per share line. We had seen it cross above it. We closed one day above it on Thursday, June 17th, but we failed to close above it again on today, on Friday, June 18th. However, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Still, for the week, we were up 14.27%. Still a great week for the Ape Nation, Ape community. And over the last month, if we look at it, we reached an all-time high back on June 2nd. We did close at $62 per share. The all-time high was around $72. But either way, we are just flirting still with closing at record highs. Yes, we didn't close above 60, but still we are in a very, very good position right now. And in my opinion, short squeeze, and according to analysts, according to the data, has not even come close to happening yet. In addition to this, next up, I want to go over the short interest. So right now, the short interest is sitting at 21%, the short volume ratio. This is much higher than it has been. Yesterday, it was at 20%. Today, it's at 21%. And this is only the data that we can actually see that's reported from exchanges. What that means is that it's probably even higher than this. We probably don't even know the actual short volume ratio because there's synthetic shares, there's shares that aren't actually reported, and this is what we have, but it's probably even higher than this. In addition to this, another piece of data I do like to look at is what is going on with the volume. And if we look at the volume right now, we can see that the volume was at 246.65 million. That was higher than the 3-month average. Pretty good, not insane. We had seen it get as high as 700 million on the couple of days where we saw the prices go through the roof. Either way, though, that covers, the price, short interest, what's going on there. Pretty standard stuff. We didn't close above $60, but we are right there. We're still, within $2 of all-time highs in terms of where we closed at. Still in a good position. Short interest, higher than it has ever been. Not higher than it's ever been, but higher than it was most of the week. Now let's get on to the real world data. Also, if you are joining us a bit later, I'm going to put timestamps down below for everything. So let's get on to what is going on with the real world data. I do want to go over a couple of things here. So first off is with the real world data, we are seeing that after market on Friday, a new report came out that explained how the foot traffic from Placer.ai shows that AMC location visits jumped 79%. 79% week over week during the 4th week of May, and 159% week over week during the 1st week of June. So we are seeing foot traffic increase at a faster rate. And many people say, well, this doesn't affect the short squeeze. This isn't a big deal. But come on, it's not negative news. This is definitely positive news because AMC is killing the other theaters in terms of foot traffic, in terms of people actually going to the theater. So that can't be bad at all. It can't be bad. In addition to this, we saw, for example, Regal Cinemas. They faced a decline of about 60.3% on Memorial Day compared to a year ago, compared to 2019, and AMC only saw a 49% decrease in foot traffic. So AMC is performing better across the board than all other movie theater chains. This is important because AMC has $2 billion on its balance sheet in terms of money it's raised from stock offerings. They could pay down debt, they could acquire theaters, and they're seeing seeing more foot traffic than other theaters? Is it because of the ape community talking about AMC, getting it all in the news? Probably very likely because of that. And this is just something I like to keep an eye on because it definitely can't hurt. It's definitely just exciting news. More positive news coming out with AMC, the better. I get it. It doesn't affect the short squeeze directly, but it is still something that is very exciting. In addition to this, according to analysts, they came out and explained how the movie theater segment faces unique challenges, even among those heavily impacted by the pandemic. Yet there are signs that the sector could recover with key milestones coming up, such as the summer movie season and further reopenings across the country. What this is meaning really for AMC's price is that right now AMC is positioned better than any other stock. It's positioned better than any other movie theater stock by far, has more money, more cash on its balance sheet to pay down debt. It has the whole entire ape community behind it. Its short interest is higher than ever, so we can still see a short squeeze happen. The company could raise more money and they will just be able to continue to reinvent themselves, continue to acquire theaters down the road that are struggling. And anyone who says this won't help the short squeeze, it doesn't matter, I think is wrong, because this is positive news. We like to see good information coming out from AMC, and it's nice to see that long term they are even in a better position than any other movie theater chain right now. Next up, let's look at a couple of things that were leaked. The leaked data is what is going on with two new movie theaters that they did acquire. We have talked about this previously, but I want to go over it just briefly, and that is that the Grove in Los Angeles and the Americana at Brand in Glendale, both in California, were prematurely listed on the AMC location website and the AMC app. This is important because right now we're seeing that AMC is using the cash that they've raised from us retail investors. They're using it wisely. They're using it very well to actually dominate the space they are in. And again, for people who say this doesn't matter, I think they're wrong, because if we can see AMC be the only movie theater or one of the only two movie theaters in a year or 2 years from now, because they've raised so much money, because they could buy out other theaters, because they have the ape community behind them, well then that in my mind makes them even more valuable than they are right now, despite the short squeeze, despite that we still have a massive short squeeze in play, and that hasn't even happened yet. So it's exciting to see that they have two new theaters already lined up, primetime locations in California, that they are going to be adding. They leaked this information prematurely. They later removed the theaters from their website, but we know two new theaters at the Grove and Americana at Brand in Glendale. So both of those are exciting. Lastly, a couple things I want to go over with the short interest and some data from Wallstreetbets. Right now, when I look at Wallstreetbets, a lot of people don't talk about this at all, but one thing I like to look at is actually what is going on with AMC and their not their short interest, but how many times the stock is mentioned on Wallstreetbets. People don't talk about this, but in my mind, it's actually very important. What I like to see is that we see AMC stock at the top of this list, because this is the number of mentions over the last 24 hours. Yes, it's going to start declining because we're going into the weekend, but looking forward, looking into next week, it's important, because what we see is that AMC is still up there. People are saying, the short squeeze is over. People aren't talking about it a lot. And that's just the suits spreading FUD, spreading misinformation about Wallstreetbets, trying to get people to be fearful and sell their shares, when in reality, AMC is still it's in the top 2 of how much stocks are being mentioned. And that's despite it not having the best of days. It was pretty stable today on Friday, June 18th, yet it was still ranked number 2 with 978 mentions on Wallstreetbets. I like to see that. I like to see that because then a day where we see the stock price even higher, we see a bit of a jump, we'll see even more mentions take place. And lastly, last point we want to go over in this video is what is going on with the short squeeze. So right now, articles have been coming out saying, Wallstreetbets and retail investors should look elsewhere. The short squeeze is over. But this article, I think, did a good job. They talked about everything in a very constructive way and accurately. And it says there's no evidence of a short squeeze having taken place at all yet. It's not taken place at all, because what we're seeing is that short sellers are continuing to add to their positions. And that's only what we know. Yesterday, the short volume ratio was 20%. Today, it's 21%. gone up. Means they're not covering their positions. They're continuing to bet more against AMC. In addition to this, when we look at the charts in terms of short interest percentage of total shares over time, we are seeing that AMC is steadily increasing since February. Since February 1st, it was around 10%. Now it's at 20.4%, 21% after hours on Friday. That's what's being reported. In addition to this, when we're looking at the data from how many shares are being shorted, if we could zoom in on this right here, can we zoom in on it? No, we can't zoom in on it, but when we look at this right here, there we go, we can see that the chart in the middle, this third column, the one that says dollar volume sold short, we can see that this continues to increase over time. On January 15th, 2021, we had 97.38 million for dollar volume sold short. Now we're seeing it in the 2.6, almost $3 billion range. And obviously this has a lot to do with the stock price increasing. We see the stock price has nearly quadrupled, or 5-6x from where it was back in February. But either way, we are in a great position right now. Someone says the subscriber count is fake. It's not fake. I used to only do stimulus check videos, which is why this, for AMC and stock videos, my channel doesn't do as well. I mostly talk about Dogecoin, crypto, and stimulus checks. So for those videos, I usually get a lot more viewers. But I appreciate your comments. But anyways, right now, oh, and also the other thing is, when you post more than 3 videos in a day, YouTube does not notify anyone about your live stream. It only sends out 3 notifications a day, just a fun fact. And after those 3 notifications, if you post more videos, people only find them through browsing or through recommendations. It's not going to be notified on that. And lastly, before we close out this and before we get into a couple of questions, I want to talk about what is going on with GameStop. So for the day, GameStop, its stock price is actually at, right now, it's at, where is it? $213 per share, down 4.3% today. Many of the meme stocks were actually down a fair amount today. The only one that was really in the green, and not by much, was clean energy fuel. And like, who even knows what clean energy fuel is? No one cares about it. Like, I don't care about it at all. I don't know what they do. I've looked into it a bit, but really, people talk about that as a meme stock. That's like a fake meme. That's like not a real short squeeze stock. That's not AMC. That's not GameStop. It doesn't have the same community behind it. And it just really is annoying because it takes attention away from GameStop and AMC. But right now, GameStop is at $213 per share, up after market 0.01%, down 4.3% during the day. However, with the short interest for GameStop, something interesting with this is that GameStop's short interest right now is sitting at, here we go, GameStop's short interest is sitting right at 18%. It has gone down a little bit since where it was at the other day. The other day when we had checked it, when we had talked about it, it was at 21%. Now it's down to 18%. However, nothing to be worried about in my opinion, because what we're seeing is, remember, this is only what is being reported. These aren't the actual numbers. Actual numbers are probably a lot higher than this because of synthetic shares, because of what's not reported by exchanges. This is only what is reported by exchanges, and just something to keep an eye out in, moving forward into the next couple of days. And one more thing with GameStop and AMC. Big news is coming up over the next couple of days. On June 25th, we are going to be seeing a major thing happening with the, here we go, I'm going to pull it up right now. We're seeing a major thing happen with the AMC and GameStop in particular, because the Russell 1000 and Russell 2000 are both experiencing rebalancings. And what happens is that GameStop is going to be moving into, can we see that when we move it this way? We'll put it this way. Right now, when GameStop and AMC, when the rebalancing takes place for the Russell 1000 and Russell 2000, the Russell 1000 is made up of large cap stocks. And GameStop qualified for that because back when they did the qualifications, it was on May 7th, and you had to have above a $7.3 billion market cap that day. AMC was not above that, GameStop was. So for that reason, GameStop is now going to be added to the Russell 1000, and AMC is going to be the largest position by far in the Russell 2000. The important thing to keep in mind with this is that since AMC is going to be the largest stock by far in the Russell 2000, which is made up of 2,000 stocks, it's going to be the largest by far. That means it's going to have the largest weighting, and that index is going to be buying this stock more on June 25th when they're doing the rebalancing. On the other hand, GameStop on June 25th, after the market closes, we're going to see it decrease, probably because they're going to be selling it from the Russell 2000, which makes up the largest position right now, GameStop, and they're going to be buying it in the Russell 1000, where it would make up the smallest position by, like, not the smallest, but one of the smallest positions. So it's just, according to the data, what they're predicting, they say it's probably going to be a net effect of about 5 million shares being sold of GameStop from just moving from the Russell 2000 to the Russell 1000. And that's important because the daily volume for GameStop is not that high. When we're looking at the daily volume for today, for example, it was at 4.32 million. So if we see on June 25th what they're predicting in terms of the rebalancing for the Russell 1000 and Russell 2000, if we see that actually play out the way that they're saying, well, we'll probably see a GameStop's stock price drop on June 25th, or maybe even beforehand, because people know this is going on. But we'll probably see it drop because of that rebalancing taking place. And AMC, on the other hand, will probably benefit because it's going to be the largest in its own index. So something just to keep in mind moving forward with GameStop, AMC, all of the different events that are taking place. But people are asking, what site am I using right here? This site is Webull, and this site right here for the short interest is fintel.io. And what else did I use? I used Seeking Alpha, and then this one is just a site called Quiver Quant, which shows Wall Street Bets, how many times people are mentioning certain stocks, certain things. Let's take a look at the chat right now. Keep AMC for movie tickets. People who profit from option need to buy shares. Need more buys. What site? You bought 11,000 Doge for AMC. Now, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll probably cut this out of the video once we do post this after, but I wanted to run through all those topics really quickly, get through all of the important information. If you are new, please be sure to like the stream. It does help me out a lot. We're at 54 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 100. It would be, it'd help me out a lot. I appreciate it. But let's take a look at some of your questions, because we got some exciting stuff in the chat. Just throw them in the chat. I don't care what stock we're talking about. We'll talk about it in the chat. Okay. Let's look at this. Michael, would you buy more GME or AMC at this price? The thing that you got to remember is right now with GameStop and AMC, the short squeeze for people who are saying it's taken place, it definitely has not taken place yet. The thing to remember with them is that even if we see the price go up or down tomorrow, the important thing to keep an eye on is what hedge funds are doing with their short positions. Are they covering it, or are they continuing to add to it? And what we're seeing right now is that shorts are not covering their positions. They're continuing to add to their positions, continuing to bet against AMC, continuing to bet against GameStop. And the important part about this is that what we're seeing is just from the data that's being reported, the short interest has been going up consistently over the last couple of days and last couple of months, especially for AMC. Like if we look at this back on February 1st on this chart right here, you could see that AMC's short interest was at right around 10%, maybe 11%. But over time, ever since February 1st, 2021, we have seen it steadily increase, and now it's that red line, it's the top one out of AMC, GME, Clover Health, and CLNE. We're seeing it at 20.4%, actually 21%. So just something to keep an eye out on moving forward, because people are saying, should we buy it? Should we sell it? If you're part of the ape community and you believe in AMC, well then go ahead and add to your position. If you don't believe in it, then don't. But there's no way of knowing 100% sure that I could say, if you buy it, you're going to make money. If you sell it, you're selling it at the top, because there's no way of knowing. No one could tell you with, 100% certainty. All we know is what's going on with the short interest, what's going on with retail investors, and what's going on with hedge funds. And we could just look at the data, come up with our conclusions from that information. The conclusions are right now is that firms are continuing to bet against AMC. They're not covering their positions. They're not, slowing down at all. They're continuing to bet against us, continue to bet against AMC, and that's a good sign. It's a good sign. It doesn't mean we're going to reach all-time highs. Not necessarily. Do I think so? I think we definitely will reach all-time highs in a matter of time. The good thing is this week, we finished off the week only about a couple points off of all-time highs. When we're looking at this chart right here, if we're just looking at the stock price, this isn't the most technical chart, but we don't need a technical chart. Let's just look at it simple. When we look at this chart right here, AMC, you could see on June 2nd, we closed at $62.55 per share. Then, we had dropped down on June 10th, all the way down to 42. These are the closing prices. Now, the last 2 days, on June 17th, we closed at $60.73. And then June 18th, which was today, Friday, June 18th, we closed at $59.26. So we didn't close above 60, but the thing is we're only $2 off of our all-time high close. So if we could see a sustained break above that, we could break above $62 and close above that for a day or 2 days, then I think we could definitely see a push upwards, reach those all-time highs, and see a short squeeze potentially happen, because then we're going to see hedge funds, be hemorrhaging hundreds of millions of dollars every single day. Hundreds of millions of dollars. We already saw them lose $500 million in a single day this past week, which is great news for us. It's great. It's exciting. And you know what? If we see it break through that resistance of right around $62 and just break into a new all-time high close, then we'll probably see us start to reach that 70, 80, and then we could see, $100 per share if the short squeeze happens. If it doesn't and hedge funds have enough money to just keep hemorrhaging money, just throwing money out so they can keep paying their interest down, well then it won't happen right away. Then we might not see the short squeeze. But I think it's going to happen. The short interest is telling us that they're betting heavily against it. So just something to look at, something to keep an eye out on is, can we close above that $62.55 per share number? If we can, I think we are, off to the races in terms of how high we can go, because then hedge funds are going to get really nervous. They're going to get really, really nervous because they already lost $500 million last week. Month of June, they've lost close to $2 billion on AMC. And if it goes up any higher, they're going to be in big trouble, like more trouble than they're already in right now. More trouble than they're already in. And okay, let's look at GameStop. We talked a lot about AMC. Let's quickly go back to GameStop because we didn't talk about everything here. Thing is with GameStop is we're actually seeing a decrease in the amount of volume, decrease in how much people are talking about it. If we're looking at, if we just look at Webull, which is the platform I'm using right now, you can get 2 free stocks if you use the link. But this is Webull. You can see the volume for over the last trading day today. It was much lower than we have seen recently. 4.3 million is the volume. And we've actually seen it be around that number for the last couple of days. Many people are not looking at GameStop as much as they were before. They're looking at, Wish. They're looking at Bed Bath & Beyond. They're looking at BlackBerry, Clover Health, Clean Energy Fuels. And the problem with that is that everyone's looking at all these other stocks. And yes, AMC still has a high volume, but now GameStop is not seeing as much attention. The short interest has gone down for AMC. The volume has gone down for AMC, and it just doesn't look as ideal as AMC does, because GameStop, 4.3 million volume, which is lower than its three-month average. Its short interest, short volume ratio right now is at 18%, lower than it has been for a couple of months, lower than it's been in a while. And in addition to this, if we're looking at Wallstreetbets and the data, no one talks about this. This is something I like to look at, but the data right here, Quiver Quantitative, you can see this is how many times a stock is mentioned on Wall Street Bets, and people say, that's not important, Michael. That doesn't matter, because who cares how much people are talking about on Wall Street Bets? It does matter. It shows you, how strong is the community, how much people are talking about something, because the recipe for a short squeeze is short interest, the volume, how strong is the community, and, a couple of other things, but those are things I find important. How strong is the community? What's the short interest? And what's the volume? Right now, GameStop is missing 2 out of those 3 things. It's missing the volume. It's missing the community aspect as much, because we're seeing it's fallen down significantly in terms of Wall Street Bets and how much people are talking about it. It's falling down significantly. It's at that number 6 position. And, you know, AMC is at number 2. Obviously, the market's closed for the next 2 days, but it's just something you need to watch because it's been like this for a couple of days. It's been like that for a couple of days. Right now, GameStop is only seeing 349 mentions. If you look here, 349 mentions compared to CLNE, which has 1,994. So that's just important to look at because it shows you how much people are excited about something, how much people are talking about something, and what is going to happen moving forward. Someone asked about STEM Inc. I'll talk about that in another video, I'll talk about that in another stream. STEM Inc. is not a short squeeze stock, but quickly, for those of you who have never heard of it, STEM Inc., one of my favorite stocks. I made a $700,000 investment in it. I believe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I put it on the channel. I've talked about it for months, ever since December. Made another investment recently. STEM Inc. is a stock that is up 100% in the last 30 days. Last 30 days, if we look at this, I just want to quickly go over this because someone did ask. Last 30 days, we've gone from $16 per share all the way up to $35. We've been talking about this since $12 a share on the channel. Something I actually really like. Long-term play, not like AMC, not like GameStop. This is a long-term play in the energy storage, alternative energy, and that space, you know, energy and sustainable resource space. But let's not focus on that too much because I know you guys won't want me talking about that. We're going to stay on the meme stocks on this stream in particular, but definitely worth a look if you don't already own or don't already know about STEM Inc. Check out my previous videos. Check it out just so you can know what exactly is going on with that stock because they're the leader in the space, growing industry, something I really like. Antonio, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you. Max commenting. Eden, what is up? Okay, now let's talk quickly about, I want to talk about a couple more meme stocks, a couple more stocks that have potential short squeezes. And if you are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can get it up to 200 likes. It helps me out a lot, helps me keep making these videos, helps you guys out because we get some of that information out to you guys as well. Also, if you want to see exactly what I'm buying, because all these YouTubers always say, oh, I'm buying this stock. Well, look at what I'm buying. But do you actually know if they're buying it? That's the problem. So if you want to see what I am actually buying, check out public.com/Michael and you'll be able to see exactly what I am buying, what I'm selling. I'm going to throw up the link. That's what I'm doing on my phone right here. You'll see exactly what I'm buying, what I'm selling in real time. I put up like reports saying this is what I bought, this is what I sold, why did I buy this stock? So just make sure to check that out because it's completely free to follow me, not like a Patreon. So it's just like a Twitter combined with Robinhood, let's say. So make sure to check that out. Here you go. Here's the link to that. Anyways, okay. AMC, if you guys just are joining us, we talked quickly already about what was going on with AMC stock price, AMC short interest, a couple of real world data points that have come out with theaters, foot traffic, a couple of things there. We talked about leaked info because that was very exciting. AMC leaked this info prematurely, and I'll put timestamps down below for that. And we also talked about the short squeeze, how the data is pointing to nothing happening yet and everything lining up to see a short squeeze over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. We just have to be patient. And then after that, we went over GameStop a bit. We talked about GameStop's stock price. We talked about what is going on with their short interest, their volume, how it has decreased a bit, which is not a great sign for GameStop. And we also talked about the Russell 1000 and Russell 2000. So both of those things, a lot of that has, make sure to check that out if you haven't already seen it, but all of it is definitely important, definitely worth your time to take a look at. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat. I appreciate all you guys joining. Elena, Superjar 23, Doge Bull, Jonathan Diaz, what is up? What is up, Eden? What is up, guys? Hope you're having a great evening wherever you are. we should just run this stream until Monday morning. No, I gotta walk my dog, but he wouldn't be too happy. So make sure to like the stream if you are just joining us. What does that mean? So Robinhood, you guys don't like Robinhood? Robinhood's fine. I don't use it very much. My main platform is Webull. I have money on public.com investing, Charles Schwab. You can see that I own AMC stock on public.com if you download the app and you see what stocks I'm holding. Thank you. I'm just scrolling through the chat real quick. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just scrolling through the chat. Spread the word, recruit more apes. Yes, sir, Superjar. That's right. Use my Webull for what's the floor of AMC in your opinion, considering the amount of fake shares in circulation? Okay, so that's important to keep an eye out on, because right now with AMC, we're answering N shorts. When we're looking at AMC, it looks like we have a resistance, a bit of a resistance at that $60 per share range. Yes, we've dropped below it, but where we are right now, it's not even a resistance. It's more of like, if we can cross that $60 per share range, which is where we are at right now, if we can close above that for a day or 2 days, then we'd be clear to take off and have the massive short squeeze, the massive run up, because we had seen it reach $62 per share. Since then, we saw it drop down, consolidate a bit over the last 2 weeks. Then this week, from June 10th to June 17th, 18th, we have seen it bounce back from $42 per share all the way up to $60 per share. And remember, people are saying, oh, we're not near all-time highs. Oh, it's not doing too well. I've been seeing these comments all day. I've been seeing these comments all day about AMC. And the thing you got to remember is that we're only $2 off from closing from an all-time high. So yes, we would have liked to see it close above 60. That would have been ideal. Unfortunately, we didn't, but we're still in a great position moving forward. Things are still setting up for us to see a short squeeze and a massive run up towards that $100. Who knows how high we can go. Really, it depends on how many synthetic shares there are, which is impossible to tell. It's impossible to tell. But if we could break that $62 per share number and close above it, which was our all-time high closing number, if we could break above that, close above that, well then shorts, in my mind, are going to be getting scared. They're going to be getting worried about what is going on, and they're going to say, look, retail investors are not backing down. We are seeing ourselves lose hundreds of millions of dollars every single day, and we can't afford to do this anymore. They're going to say, we can't afford to do this. We need to go ahead and just cover our positions, because last week alone, they lost $500 million. The week before, they lost over $1 billion. In the month of June, they've lost $2 billion in the month of June. Like, you can't sustain that forever. You definitely can't sustain that forever. What's up, Rachel? Elena, what's the best stock screener for you to use? Citadel X Trader said it himself. A ton of orders are going through Citadel, so they have the data that orders do not have and manipulate the market in their favor. Trading View. People are getting out for the weekend. Yeah, remember, so right now trading is closed. We can't trade anymore. After hours, trading closed about an hour and 30 minutes ago, hour and a half, almost 2 hours ago at this point. So at this point right now, markets are closed until Monday morning, unless we're talking about crypto, which we do talk about a lot on the channel. Markets are closed. So nothing's going to happen until then, but we could see some more data come out like we saw with foot traffic at AMC theaters. We could see some stuff coming out with what is going on with AMC acquiring a couple of new theaters, and people say it doesn't matter. Michael, that's not important, but I think that's ridiculous. I think any positive news that comes out with AMC is good news for retail investors. I think it's good news for all of us, because for someone to say, oh, it doesn't matter if they're acquiring new theaters, it doesn't matter if there's more foot traffic, it doesn't matter. Jesus says hi. Well, I say hi to Jesus. Robert Bard, sorry I was out the last few days. What is up? Max Bet, is there a way to buy from the market instead of a broker? No. He loves the movies. Crypto is my specialty. Very cool, very cool. Which is your favorite crypto? Which is your favorite crypto? I like Cardano. I like EOS, Solana, Dogecoin obviously is fun. Ethereum and Bitcoin. All they are doing is rolling. They will eventually run out of money unless you're talking about exchange. Any news is right, exactly. Any news is good news for the ape community. For people, I've seen so many comments today saying, why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about, what's going on with foot traffic at AMC theaters? Why does it matter? It's important because AMC is seeing more foot traffic than any other theater. Their visits over the last week, week over week during the 4th week of May, during the end of May, increased 79%. In addition to that, 159% week over week during the 1st week of June. So we increased 79% from the 3rd week to the 4th week of May. Then from the 4th week of May to the 1st week of June, we saw another 159% increase. So we are seeing that this is continuing to build on itself going into the summer, going into the next couple of months. And for anyone who says that's not important, I think they're wrong. I think they're wrong. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we get up to 200 likes. It helps me out tremendously. And if you're not already subscribed, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. We talk about everything from the stock market to cryptocurrency to tech news and anything I find interesting about making money, we're going to talk about on the channel. We always have. Any advice for predicting your trends or downtrends? Also, are there any bullish patterns on AMC right now? So the one thing with AMC that I do like right now, we're not going to talk about patterns and trends and all of that too much. All we're seeing right now, which is most important in my mind, most important thing in my mind is that we're seeing the volume continue to stay high. We're seeing the short interest continue to increase. And the best part about all of this is that we are seeing AMC close only $2 off of an all-time record high close. $62.55 was a record high close. And we saw a trend downwards from June 2nd until June 10th. This is a very, very simple chart. This is the most simple you could possibly get. But when you're looking at this, we trended down from June 2nd, all-time high, to June 10th, down to that $42 per share. Since then, we have climbed back up, and now we are right near those record highs. So if we could break above that, close above $62.55, whether that's Monday, whether that's Tuesday, doesn't matter. If we can close above that, I think we're going to see it continue its push upwards to a new level and find a new support at a higher price. Because right now, shorts are going to get very nervous if we see AMC stock price go above 62. They're going to get very nervous because then it's like they know they're screwed. They know that they're screwed. They know they're in a terrible position because now we're reaching new all-time highs, and that's not going to be good for them. And the thing is with AMC, GameStop, I'm not trying to day trade these. I'm not trying to buy and sell and focus on the dips. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to buy, back. I've just been holding AMC, holding GameStop, holding Dogecoin, all these, meme coins, meme stocks. I'm not trying to time the dips or anything. It's like I'm either in them or I'm out. I'm not halfway. You can't be halfway with these. You either say, okay, I'm in, I believe in this, I want to be a part of this, I think it's going to make money, I think we're going to see a short squeeze, and you stay in. Or just get out. Don't even bother. Because if you try and time it, we don't know the day that the shorts are going to cover their positions and we'll see it increase 50, 100, 200%. We don't know when that's going to happen. So if we don't know when it's going to happen, why try and time the biggest movements? Yeah, we'll see smaller movements when retail investors, there's a bit of FOMO, they try and get in, then they sell off their positions. But why would I try to time the market when the biggest thing that would happen would be shorts covering their positions? And that's when we see the short squeeze. So why would I try and time that when it's impossible to? We don't know when it's going to happen. So in my mind, it's impossible to try and time that. Christopher, what is up, Christopher? You're done with Doge until crypto makes a decision. What is up? Max bet stock is worth. What do you mean, Max? All BS aside, AMC shares holder believe in the stock being worth more. Market analysts keep arguing fundamentals that AMC is not worth what retail investors think. Who are they to say how much it is worth? A stock is worth. Yeah, you're right, Max. Because the thing is everyone says, oh, this isn't worth this much. But the thing is everyone first of all knows that if you're looking only at fundamentals, AMC stock price shouldn't be this high. If you're looking only at fundamentals. But we've thrown fundamentals out the window. We've thrown fundamentals out the window with so many stocks, with so many cryptos. That's not what's important right now. For all of these stocks and cryptos that are based on the community, that are based on people enjoying a stock, wanting something to succeed, well, then you throw fundamentals out the window because it doesn't matter. Like Dogecoin, if you look at Dogecoin, is it making money? Is it the best in terms of efficiency, scalability? Is it best in terms of, use cases? No. But there's a community behind it. It's strong enough where if there's enough people behind something, enough people who believe in it, they can help push the price up over time, help make the project better. Same with AMC. Enough people believe in it. Yeah, one day AMC could be worth fundamentally what it is right now. It could be fundamentally worth even more than it is now. But that's not to say that it can't be worth, that can't say the stock price won't go higher in the short term because of a short squeeze. But if there's enough people who believe in something, who put money behind something, well, then that's how it's going to succeed. We're seeing that with AMC already, guys. We're seeing that with AMC because we're seeing that AMC has been able to raise $2 billion in cash from us retail investors believing in it. So for anyone who says AMC was not worth $5 billion, well, they raised $2 billion just from people believing in it. It's just like when a company goes public. It's just like when someone invests in an angel investing round. Everyone thinks something's worth something different. Even if the numbers aren't great, maybe us retail investors think that AMC has a lot of potential long term because they could reinvent themselves, they could raise more money. And if we believe something long term, well, then you don't really look at the fundamentals because we're saying, okay, fundamentals aren't great now, but maybe with our help, our money, raising more money, we could see it increase. And that's just besides the short squeeze. That's besides the short squeeze. Right, when people are talking about how much is a stock worth, it's like, well, we could just think that analysts and the suits think AMC is not going to go up because the fundamentals are bad. And we could think, well, you know what, if there's enough retail investors behind it, we could help push it up because they could raise more money, they could buy out other theaters that are failing, and maybe one day be the only movie theater available, only movie theater chain because we have helped them and they have raised more money. Thank you, Sib. I appreciate you commenting. John, what is up? David Fowler. What is up, everybody? Michael has 002 pass. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Tesla was like this in 2016. Yeah, Tyler, it's like the same thing with Tesla. Everyone looks at Tesla, and some analysts, some people on Wall Street were saying, look, it's not exactly the same, but everyone was saying on Wall Street, Tesla is not worth anything. It can't be worth $100 billion. It's impossible. They don't make enough cars. A car company isn't worth that much. If we look at GM and Ford, they're not worth $100 billion. So how could Tesla be it? But then Tesla, everyone believed in it. People put money into it. People like Elon Musk. And as a result, they've been able to use the money that people have invested, issue shares, raise capital, build more factories, and now their valuation, still people don't believe in it, but people believe in Elon Musk and they think in the future it could be worth more. That's what investing is. It's not what you think it's worth now, it's what you think it's going to be worth in the future. And that's not what's important with AMC or GameStop. What's important with them is the short interest, short volume ratio, the volume, what's going on with hedge funds. But if we're just talking about stocks, long term, what's going on, the important thing is the stock market doesn't represent where we are now. It represents what we think it'll be in the future. That's what all stocks represent. It's not what they're worth at this very moment. There's always going to be a multiple saying, okay, this is the multiple that we think factors in growth in the future. You go to the movie theaters in the mall. Ever go to a movie theater in a ghetto neighborhood? Never again. I want to see 4D movies. They better make us happy. Elon said to want to start making HVAC supposedly now. All that is Tesla. David Fowler. The hills are alive with sound of music. We want to get profit, but we are the dumb money. Yeah, right now, so it's people are talking about AMC, the suits. I have read countless articles. Let me pull them up. I have read countless articles over the last week saying how AMC was not going anywhere. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yet AMC continues to go higher and higher. If we just do a basic Google search for AMC stock, look at this article right here. Let's pull this up. Traders may need to find a new game as Reddit momentum excluding AMC slows down. They said this yesterday. Yet we are still seeing all of these stocks continue to go up. We're seeing all these stocks continue to rise. They don't know what they're talking about, because if retail investors want something to succeed, it'll succeed. For example, they're saying, oh, look, Reddit trade loses steam because we're seeing the 1 week change in volume decrease. We're seeing the 1 week change in price decrease for all of these stocks. And yeah, that is the case for a lot of them, but it's like AMC was then up that the same day this article came out, AMC ended up being up 15%. The guy? You mean me, David? You mean I said your name? I read all your guys' names. Larry, Superjar23, Rachel, Robert, Gil. What is up? Let's look at what is going. If you guys are just joining us, we did already touch on a couple, like the beginning of the stream was very organized. It was just like a normal video. We talked about AMC stock price, AMC short interest, the real world data, leaked info of a couple of things that AMC weren't supposed to have told us, but it came on their website and their app. And then we also went over what was going on with the short squeeze. So if you didn't already see that, just rewind it. I'm gonna put timestamps down below after. Now it's getting a little bit, you know, just talking about stuff, talking about just everything. The price, what we talked about already is going to be timestamps down below. We talked about stock price, short interest, real world data, leaked info from AMC's website and app, and we also talked about the short squeeze, a couple of things going on there. So we'll put timestamps down below for that. Now we're just talking a little bit more general about AMC, GameStop, stocks in general, and what is going on. And you could be the 150th like on this video. I mean, you know, who knows? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, guys. Well, what do you personally think about Shiba token? I think it's good as being listed on Coinbase. I think that's going to help. I bought 350 shares at 59 LMAO. Hopefully next week it'll go to 65. I mean, yeah, if we see it close above 62, I think 65, 70, very possible. If we see it struggle to break above that $62 closing, which is the all-time high, well then we'll have to wait and see how everything plays out, what happens with shorts, what happens with the volume. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, right now, we know that the short volume ratio is much higher than the 21% that's being reported. Exactly, Swad. Like, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that we can't always predict. There's no way of knowing. So people who are saying, oh, I'm trying to buy in on the dips, it's like, you're either in or you're out, guys. You're either in, you're holding, or you're out. You can't just say, I'm going to try and buy the dip, and then the next day it goes up, and then you're like, oh, I missed out, I'm going to buy now. And then the next day it goes down, you get scared, and you sell. It's like, no, just, you're in, you hold it, or just don't even bother. Don't even bother. Didn't help Doge. Okay, yeah, so ODS, the thing with Dogecoin on Coinbase, the thing to keep in mind with Dogecoin on Coinbase is that Dogecoin already had a $50 billion market cap. And when the reason why the thing called the Coinbase effect happens is that Coinbase effect is when we see a coin go up. We'll touch on this really quickly, but that's when we see a coin go up about 91% after a coin is listed on Coinbase. And the reason that happens is that we see that most of the coins that were listed were much smaller market cap, and Dogecoin had a $50 billion market cap. So it's not easy to make that kind of stock double. $50 billion pouring into something is not easy. And the thing to keep in mind is that now as Coinbase gets more and more coins listed, it has Shiba Inu, it has Polkadot, it has Keep, it has all these new coins that they're listing. The thing is as we see more and more coins listed for on Coinbase, they're going to become less, the Coinbase effect is going to be less impactful. We're not going to see it happen as much. We're not going to see it happen as much because it's just like, okay, before being listed on Coinbase was a big deal. It was like, okay, now there instead of 50 coins on Coinbase, now there's 51 that you can buy. But now as we get more and more coins listed, it's not as important for a coin to be listed on Coinbase. Yes, it's a big deal. Millions of users will have access to it, but still, just think about it. If a coin was used to be listed on Coinbase, it was like, finally, I can buy this coin, I'm going to invest in it. But now it's most of the coins you'd probably want to invest in are already on Coinbase. And if they're not, you probably found them somewhere else. Previously, people were only on Coinbase because they felt comfortable with it, felt secure. But as crypto has grown a bit more, now people are comfortable going on other, Gemini, going on Binance, going on a couple of other platforms, and not just being on Coinbase. So the Coinbase effect won't be as prominent anymore, in my opinion. What is up, guys? What is up, guys? Hi, Thayer Haywood. What is up? Larry Zachary. What is up, my guy? Rocket Movies Jensen. Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins is here. What is up? Oh, Diaz. Sheep swap will make sheep blow up if successful. True. Definitely a possibility. I'm thinking of going to AMC. MC Relax, waiting for Monday. Yeah, true. Might as well. If you're an investor, you get free popcorn. Do they have the AMC program? Best place to reach out to me, Robert Barnes. If you want to message me, go on public.com. You'll just follow me on Public, message me there. You don't pay for it. It's just, I don't use Twitter very often. So instead of Twitter, I like public.com because public.com is Twitter combined with Robinhood. So you can invest and tweet at the same time. So I use Public. You can message me directly on there. What's up? It's chicken church time. David E, I don't think it's church time. Friday at 10 p.m. Happy Friday, Ann Owens. What is up? Hope you guys are having a great day, great evening. Today wasn't the best for AMC, but things are looking a little better. My guys, we're at 160 likes. That's not terrible, but I bet we could get it up to 200. Mary Poppins practically perfect in every. Free tendies would be stellar. I heard the AMC coin could hit 100,000. So AMC, David Fowler, you keep saying coin, or it's a stock. AMC stock. Hello NYC. What's up, Angel? You use the Robinhood. I don't really use Robinhood too much. Yeah, I mean, Harry, you could hold AMC for a year. For those of you who are just joining us, if you have not already seen the leaked info, the info that we talked about that was in the title of the video, we went over that already. I know a lot of you guys have been here for a while, but the first thing we went over was AMC's price. After that, we went over the short interest, then real world data, very positive news for AMC versus other theaters. After that, we talked a little bit about what was going on with the leaked info, the info that was put on AMC's website that shouldn't have been put there, and it was put there prematurely. They took it down already. And then also we talked about the short squeeze, what is going on with that. So if you are just joining us, please be sure to check those out. Rewind it. If you want me to go over that again, just put it in the chat. Put in the chat, say, Michael, go over it again, you dummy. I want to hear what you have to say, and I'll go over it. But if you've already all heard it, I don't want to repeat myself. But whatever you guys ask, we'll talk about it if you want me to. Hey now, what is up, Miami Chicks? What's your referral code? Robert, my referral code is Michael. Michael. Your net worth is negative. Wow. You know what? It's only up from there. And if you own stocks, you can't just be in the negative. Just got in. Get a timestamp for that part. I'll put the timestamps in after. I'm sorry. I'll put timestamps in after, but we'll just talk about it again. Okay. I need my inhaler before you go over the date. Go over again, please. Okay. I'll go over it. We'll talk about it again. If you guys get up to 200 likes, I'll go over it again. Please do. What's the news? Exactly. You're old. Okay. We'll go over it again. Just you get it up to 200 likes, I'll go over it again. You know what? We're both happy. Okay, Angel, I'll go over it again. Okay. Just pretend like you're just joining us for the first time, okay? We're starting over. What is up, guys? No, it's okay. We're going to start just by talking about the AMC's price. First thing I want to go over is what is going on with the price. AMC's price closed at $59.26, down about 2.42% for the day, but not in a bad position, because what we're seeing is that AMC, the price closed at almost an all-time high. When we're looking at the price that it closed at, we closed at, let me move that over. We closed at $59.26. After hours, we went up to $59.45. Ideally, we would have liked to see it close above 60. Unfortunately, we didn't. So, it's not the worst case scenario. People are saying we should have closed above 60. We didn't close above 60. We're in a bad place. That's not true, because we're only $2 off from all-time high. And in my opinion, you know what? We saw it trend down from June 2nd to June 10th. After that, we saw it recover, and now we're back up to those all-time highs, $2 off from closing from an all-time high. That's a good sign. If we could break above 62 and close above 62, hedge funds are going to be, scared. They're going to be scared, just to put it lightly. They're going to want to be, they're probably going to cover their positions if we close above 62, because then we're off from the races. We have, no resistance. We don't have anything stopping us from going to 70, 80, 90. Like, if we could close above $62 per share, short interests get nervous, they start covering, well, then that's when we'll really start to see these increases. Remember, we don't know exactly when that's going to happen. Second thing is with the short interest. When we're looking at the short interest, let me pull it up for AMC. So we're looking at the short interest for AMC right now. It is at 21%. Important thing about that short interest is that we have seen it increase from where it was the last couple of days. Yesterday it was at 20%. The day before it was at 19%. So we've been seeing the short volume ratio steadily increase, which is something that is, ideal. It is very just an ideal scenario for what we want to see with a short squeeze happening. And remember, this number is probably much, much lower than what it actually is, because this is just what exchanges are reporting. This doesn't take into account synthetic shares. This doesn't take into account what is going on behind the scenes and what isn't being reported. So 21% is good. Average is supposed to be about 3%. 21% is good. It's probably much higher than that. That's the stock price, short interest. Third thing we're going to go over is what is going on with, where'd my list go? Okay, the third thing we're going to go over is what is going on with some real world data. Real world data, what I wanted to talk about, which people say, Michael, isn't important. Okay, no, it is. AMC stock price has soared from it says AMC stock price has soared. Now the movie chain's foot traffic is improving. People say this doesn't matter. This is very important, because what we're seeing is foot traffic for AMC, according to Placer.ai data collecting service. It says that AMC locations saw visits jump 79% week over week during the fourth week of May 2021. So from the third to the fourth week of May, we saw foot traffic increase 79%. Then from the fourth week of May to the first week of June, we saw it increase another 159%. So over those couple of days, people are saying this doesn't matter. This does matter. We're seeing that AMC is continuing to get people back to theaters, and while people say this doesn't affect the price immediately, any news is good news for the ape community. Any news is good news. I'm not going to gloss over anything that is potentially good. The other thing going on is that according to AMC versus comparing it to other theaters, AMC right now has AMC's foot traffic right now it's still down 49% from 2019. So we can't overlook that. But the important thing with this is that Regal Cinemas, they fared a lot worse. When Regal Cinemas, they have their numbers, AMC was down 49% from 2019. Regal Cinemas was down 60%. So we are in a much better position than every other theater. In addition to just seeing people actually going to AMC more, we are seeing that AMC has $2 billion on their balance sheet, way better than any other theater. They are in a much better position than anyone else. So those two things, in my opinion, are great. More cash on their balance sheet. When all these theaters like Regal Cinemas are struggling, you know what? Someone goes bankrupt, AMC just scoops them up. And that's what they're doing, because that brings us to the next point. The info that was leaked on AMC's website. This info we've talked about quite a bit on the channel, but I feel like a lot of you guys haven't heard about it, don't know about it. And that is that AMC is acquired, not officially, but they listed them on their website already, took them down. They bought out the Grove in Los Angeles and the Americana at Brand in Glendale. These are two theaters from Pacific Theater locations. This went bankrupt. They closed all the locations down. And now we're seeing that AMC, with all that cash that they've gotten from us, from raising more money by issuing shares, they've been able to buy out primetime movie theater locations in LA. And they're going to do this all across the world. We're going to see this across many states, many locations, because now they're in a way better position than anyone else. So people were saying this isn't important. This is very exciting, because this information hasn't been officially announced, but we saw that it was listed on their website. It said the Grove, I believe, Theater 14 and Americana Theater 18 on their website. And then very soon after this, it caught a little bit of traction on Twitter and Reddit. People were talking about it. They quickly removed it from their site. So this shows that someone in the behind the scenes made a bit of a mistake. They made a bit of a mistake on what was going on with AMC. They shouldn't have come out with that information. They shouldn't have said it, but they did. Now we know. So those two things are good. Other thing I want to go over is Wall Street Bets. This platform right here, I don't see any other people talking about, but the platform which we're looking at right now is called Quiver Quantitative, and it's a platform where it talks about, in my mind, the community. How strong is the community for AMC? How much people are talking about it? What is going on? And right now for AMC, we are seeing that the community is continuing to be very strong, because this list right here shows you how many times a stock is mentioned on Wall Street Bets on the forum. And we're seeing that CLNE is number one. It makes sense. It has been like a weird stock. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't really care about CLNE. It doesn't matter to me. Most people I talk to, they don't know what it is. But the thing that's important is what's going on with AMC. Ranked number 2 in terms of how many times it's being mentioned, and it has increased. The thing to keep in mind, though, is that GameStop is all the way down here at number 6. So we can see right here, GameStop is, behind CLNE, AMC, BB, Wish, SPY, and GameStop is right there at number 6. So GameStop is getting a lot less attention right now than what is going on with AMC. And lastly, a couple things with the short interest. Short interest, like we said, was at 21%, but remember, that is probably much lower than the actual number, so just keep that in mind. And the other thing is that people are saying, I've seen all these articles come out, like this one right here, saying, oh, traders may need to find a new game because Reddit momentum is slowing down. This thing isn't working anymore. They need to find something else. So that's not the case at all, because what we're seeing is that AMC, we're seeing the numbers are continuing to increase in terms of the dollar volume sold short, and this is for one reason. This is because we're seeing that the price of AMC stock is going up. The market cap is going up, so it's just obvious. If we keep a similar percentage, it's obvious that this number is going to go up. But back on January 15th, it was 97.38 million in terms of dollar volume sold short, and then now it's all the way up close to $3 billion. We're continuing to see short sellers bet against AMC, bet against all of these stocks. So for all of these reasons, right now, AMC, if we could close above $62 per share, then we'd be really off to the races in terms of seeing it go to record highs, break through that $72 per share range, and potentially see shorts cover their position, because they can't keep just hemorrhaging money forever. We can't see them continue to hemorrhage and just lose hundreds of millions of dollars every single week. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. We're at 200 likes. Let's see if we can get this up to 300, and let's continue on. Everyone's talking about dark pools. We did talk about those as well. What is up, John? Doge Bulls, David Jeffers, G Blove, Angel. You have wow. I didn't even look at the chat in the last couple minutes. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little distracted now. Your old The Grove is a high-end area. Yeah, a lot of these areas are high-end. And like the thing is with movie theaters, high-end, if we're talking about that, Brandon, any high-end areas, I think movie theaters are gonna be great because they can just redesign them to make them an experience. Like if you've ever heard of iPic is a high-end movie theater chain, and they serve you dinner. They serve like meals there. And I think those are the theaters that are going to continue to do well because people don't go to them just to see movies. They go for them like a date night, getting served like a nice dinner. And AMC can easily, do that with theaters in these high-end areas that they are buying up. Thank you, Swad. Have a good night. David, what is it? Whitcamp. David Whitcamp, did I get it right? Do I see AMC going above 15 within a month? AMC is at 60. I don't know where you've been, but AMC is at 60. What's there? AMC is not even squeezed yet. Exactly. We've talked about that quite a bit. AMC stock has not had a squeeze yet because we're seeing the short volume ratio continues to go up every single day. Not every single day, but most days. If we're looking at the history, we're looking at the trends of what has happened. If we just look at this right here, every 2 weeks when this was measured, every 2 weeks we are seeing the short volume ratio, how much money is sold short, increase every single week that they reported this. 97 million, 325, 270, 460, 550 million. Then we get all the way up to 2.67 billion where we are right now. So we have not seen it. We have not seen the short squeeze happen. We are, will we ever see it? Probably. If we see the stock continue to go up in price, short sellers, hedge funds are going to get screwed and they're going to have to cover. They're going to have to cover. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's say we get this up to 300 likes, my guys. 300 likes. David Whitcamp. Thank you for watching, David. Thank you for subscribing, liking the channel. I appreciate it. My sell point is 990. Don't be paper hander, bro. Exactly. It's like you're either in or you don't even talk about these stocks. It's like people say, I'm going to buy the dip, buy now. It's like, no. The way I see it is you either buy it, you hold it, and don't worry about all these short-term fluctuations. Just be patient. Or you say, look, I can't handle this, and I don't want to be a part of the community. I don't think it's going to do well, and you're just out. You can't be half in. You can't say, oh, I'm going to buy the dip today and then I'm going to sell tomorrow. It's like, no, then you're going to have FOMO. You're going to buy it every day it goes up and every day it goes down. You're going to be scared. You're going to sell it. You're going to lose money. The way that you make money with this is like the people who are just holding. Like we have seen with AMC that the price has had multiple corrections throughout this entire run. We have seen that over the last 6 months, AMC's price, let me pull it up on the screen. AMC's price has gone from $2 per share, it was at $1.90, I believe. From $1.90 all the way up to $20 per share. Then we saw it correct. And then we saw it go all the way back down into that $5 per share range. $20 to $5, that's a major decrease. That scared a lot of people away. Then we saw it climb back up. And as it started climbing back up, people started to get, they're like, okay, maybe I should buy back in. They bought back in at a higher price than they sold out at. So people might have sold out at 5, then they bought back in at 8 because they saw people getting attention. And these are the people who lose money because then, it goes up to 14. About, from 5 to 14, 3x returns. Then we see it drop again. People get nervous, they sell off. This has happened time and time again, continues to happen, and that's when we're seeing all of these, that's when we're seeing people who lose money with this get burnt because people are you either are in or you're out. You can't say, okay, I'm going to try and buy these dips because every time I've heard someone who's trying to time the market, time these dips, they lose money. It's not every person, but most people are going to. Winston, what is up, Winston? Exactly, Winston. Tell them how it is. Mike Knapp, what is up? Boom. No, I would not buy into CLNE. I don't know enough about it. And if it's just going to be for a short squeeze, Justin, no, definitely not. The thing I like about AMC is the community is strong. The company, I know about the company. Everyone knows about AMC. It's a movie theater. Like, what else do you need to know? Like, the community is stronger than any other community. Most people that I've talked to never heard of CLNE before we saw the run-up. Never saw the run-up. And for that reason, I'm not just going to go and try and chase a stock that I know nothing about and the community is not nearly as strong. Why would I do that when I could just stick? If I'm trying to find a short squeeze stock, might as well just stick with AMC. Might as well just stick with the ones where the community is actually the strongest and there's the most people who are actually talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Send a share this way. Huh. Winston, no bot. True aim. AMC is like the black swan effect. I'm a little late, but my average is 48. Now I'm positive and holding. Buy and sell low. Iron balls. G Blove. Are they going to change the laws for short squeeze stocks? No. Like, they could put some regulations in place to make brokers have to make people more aware of things. Like, I've seen a lot of reports come out recently where they're talking about some sort of regulations they might put in place or talking about putting in place that could make brokerages have to let their investors know more about the risks of investing in these. But we already are seeing that happen with Robinhood, with Webull. They always let us know about the risk. It always says, you know, high volatility stock, be careful, all that. We already see that happen. Jose, I appreciate that. I really do, Jose. The videos do not get people, like YouTube, if you guys never have seen my channel, YouTube deleted my entire channel about a month ago. And because I did a video on Dogecoin and Elon Musk, they deleted my entire channel. They didn't just ban a video, they took down my entire channel for absolute no reason. No reason. So now they don't really notify people when I post new videos very often. So I really appreciate you guys when you do like the videos, when you do subscribe, when you do all of that. It really helps me out a lot. I mean, with memes, market manipulation, only communities. Is there a price target in mind that could trigger a margin call? You got to remember, margin call, that's different for every single person. And there's no specific price for a margin call. That depends on what price you got in at and how much you've borrowed on margin. And that only depends on you. So who is that? Woody, that only depends on you, what you got in at and how much money you are borrowing. You can look if whatever platform you're buying it on, you can see how much you're actually borrowing, how much is out on margin. And a lot of times they give you like a maintenance margin number. So like if it goes below like your total portfolio value, if it goes below that line, well, then they could issue a margin call. So you just have to check that out. CLNE is a distraction. Don't fall for it. AMC is where it's at. Appreciate your content. Brandon, I appreciate you. Definitely do. Lit Bobby. What is up? Waylong Bettings. The new exposed data. We spoke about this 4 times. 4 times. But I'll go over it again. Yes, Benjamin, we did talk about all this. So anyone who's joining us late, I'm gonna put timestamps down below for the first like 20 minutes of the video where we covered everything in order. We covered AMC stock price. We covered AMC short interest. We covered a couple of real world data points with foot traffic, what's going on with the actual theaters. We covered a couple things with data that was leaked on AMC's website, a couple of data points that shouldn't have been released, but someone made a mistake and put them out on AMC's website, then took them down. Then last we spoke about the short squeeze, what is going on there, how it's definitely not happened at all yet. Oh, let's see if we can get this up to 300 likes, my guys. Let's see if we can get it. So I will put timestamps down below. I mean, I could talk about it again, but then we're just gonna lose all the people who are already here. I don't want to lose all the peeps. I don't want to lose all the peeps. You bought Clove at 19, sold at 25. The very next day, opening 2 minutes later, bombed back to 18. Took the proceeds. Thanks, hedge funds. Nice. Ariana, what are we talking about? Are we talking about AMC? Are we talking about AMC price prediction? I don't like to give price predictions, especially for AMC, because it's impossible to know how high it can go. It's really impossible. Someone who gives you an exact price for AMC is like just putting any number out there, because what we know is that it's a 21% short volume ratio. That's what we know. But then there's everything going on with synthetic shares and what's not being reported, which could make that number, instead of 21%, 50 or 60%. It could be a lot higher. And if that was the case, if we see shorts cover, well, then we can easily see the price double from where it is, triple from where it is. You've been holding since 775. Well, you've been in for a long ride, bumpy ride, way long bettings. Oop, my camera just died, it looks like. Camera just died. Can we switch up the camera? Let me see. I'm gonna switch the camera up so you guys can still see me. We will go to, let me just get this. Give me 1 second, guys. FaceTime. Woo! That's a little zoomed in. We don't need that so zoomed in. That's a little too zoomed in. Bottom right. On the bottom right, let's see if we can switch this up. That was a little too zoomed in. I don't need that. Bottom corner, let's change that. FaceTime. That's still too zoomed in. Let's adjust. let me fix this for a second, guys. There, let me fix this real quick. Let's take a look at the, I just need to like adjust some of the crops, like I have it like cropped a certain way. Let me do that. 50. We'll just do 20. That'll work. That'll be good enough, I assume. There we go. That's decent. Looks a little weird, but it works. It works. It's cutting off my head too much. Ugh. There we go. There we go. Different angle. My camera. Fix my acne, bro. I mean, I can't fix it. Can't fix it. I just got some craters on my face. It's just right here. Right here. Right there. That's it. That's the only place I got it. Yeah, the thing with the cameras, my camera doesn't plug in. Camera doesn't plug in, so it's just however long that battery lasts. Then I don't. It's called a dummy battery. I don't have what the dummy battery is. The dummy battery allows you to plug it into the wall. Can't find me on public. Just search up Michael Rubel. M-I-C-H-A-E-L space W-R-U-B as in boy E-L. Make sure to use this. Here's everything you need. Am I still holding bark? Definitely. You'll see on public, I actually just bought more bark the other day. Let's see if we can get this up to 300 likes, my guys. My dog is getting a little anxious. He's getting a little anxious. You can say hi to him. Tugboat, come here. Tugboat, say hi. What are we talking about? Think SEC will make a rule with online market manipulation? Possibly. This is Tugboat. It's kind of different using the public platform. What don't you like about it? I like public. I definitely think they could make a rule with online market manipulation meme stocks. There's going to be some regulations, some things that come out for that. You've been at work. Super Jar, I've seen you the whole time. I appreciate you. Tugboat appreciates you. He does have breathing problems. It's just his like little nose. He's a French bulldog. That's just how they are. Yeah, Tugboat. That's right. Now you're my favorite. Holly Gravy. My favorite now. If you guys like Tugboat, then I like you. That's how it works. If you don't like Tugboat, well then it's a problem. It's a problem. Do I own any cannabis stocks? Yes. Like Aurora Cannabis. I own a couple of other ones. Hello. So, what else we got here? I think that's pretty much it. I know we're just talking now, but I feel like that's pretty much it. How many shares does Tugboat have? You'll have to check his Facebook. He has like 100K followers, and all the money he makes, he just puts into AMC. That's all he does. All the money he makes on his Facebook, on his YouTube, he puts into AMC stock. You know, he's an ape. He's an ape. Tugboat 2024. I mean, check out Tugboat's Facebook page. Check out his YouTube. All the money he makes, he just puts into AMC because he doesn't care if he loses his money. You know, he's just a true ape. He's like, I don't care if I lose my money. I want to be part of the movement. He's more on Facebook, but he has IG. Tugboat the Frenchie. Tugboat the Frenchie. My dog is a whale. He's an AMC whale. That's what you're talking. It's true. It's true. Definitely AMC, not AMCX. Right. Today was actually, guys, like today was not bad. I've been seeing a lot of comments saying that today was bad. Today wasn't good. We closed $2 off from all-time highs. $2 off from all-time highs. I'm not just an AMC YouTuber. I talk about AMC. I talk about stocks. You guys should check out that video on Palantir I did. You should check out that video on Palantir. Definitely very exciting video. I do videos on everything. Like, everything. Chandler Lover. Lauer. Is it Lauer? Yeah, that's a W. That's why I have glasses. Is it gonna squeeze? Yes. Come on, guys, let's get this up to 300 likes. Mason the Monkey, I could count Mason the. If there was an award for like my favorite person, I mean Mason the Monkey, you're up there. Every single stream, no matter how many times someone notifies, if the notification goes out, Mason the Monkey is always there. Yeah, that video Chandler on Palantir, 0 notifications were sent out. YouTube said 0. That says this video is not getting viewed as much as normal because 0 views were from notifications. 0 notifications were sent out. Fidelity Mutual Funds. When will crypto come back? Crypto really isn't in a bad position right now at all. Crypto's down for like 3-4, what is it? 4% today? I did a video on it earlier. Or when you see the entire crypto, when you see the market if we see the market have a bit of a correction, stock market, that could be when we see AMC's price go up dramatically. Do you know AMC will squeeze? I do know that. I think it will. Carlo, I have seen so many comments saying Dogecoin is dead. I'm not buying it. How much is Dogecoin down today? 3%? 4%? Dogecoin was down 3.29% today. Look, 3.29%. Justin, you've made a lot of money on STEM. Well, that's why when people only watch the videos on Dogecoin or AMC, they're missing out. When people don't watch the videos on all the other stocks, they're missing out, Justin. It's all good. It's fine. STEM Inc. has doubled in price. Another stock that I've talked about that you guys probably haven't seen because I talked about it a while back is ET, Energy Transfer. Pays a 7% dividend, but at the same time, the stock price has gone almost 3x in the last couple of months. ET is the stock ticker symbol. Where is it? I want to pull it up for you guys because I've talked about the stock on the channel. I did like a top dividend stock. This stock at $10.56. People say dividend stocks are boring, and I get it. They are boring. But look at this. We've talked about this stock not since $3.70, but we've talked about it since like that $5, $6 range. It's doubled in price and pays a 6% dividend, 5.78% dividend. So like for anyone who says, only should be watching AMC, I'm telling you the other videos are actually pretty useful. They're actually pretty useful. I have been following the XRP lawsuit. Pretty interesting. Carlo. What did Carlo? No disrespect. What? No disrespect about what? Oh, Dogecoin is dead. I mean, everyone's allowed to think whatever. Are you still bullish on NEO? I did a video on it 2 days ago. I did a video on it like 2 days ago talking about it. I think NEO is in a great position. If you guys ever see the videos on the other topics, like if it's on Dogecoin or AMC, a lot of that is just more up to date. Any video on another topic right now is very, very informative. Like the video on Palantir is probably one of my favorite videos ever. Probably one of my favorite videos ever. Because I did those videos, I try to make them a bit longer, do like a deep dive into it, and it takes me days to like research it. Ryan Spencer, TD. Yeah, it's 17, good. It is a good dividend stock. Like my dividend stocks right now, I own ET, pays 6% dividend. It's up over 100% from where I bought it just a couple of months ago. Another one that I like is Iron Mountain. It's up about, what is it? It's up. I didn't buy it at 21, but again, this stock is up over the last, 7-8 months. It's up 100% as well. Pays a 5% dividend. You can see in public.com, you can see that these are the stocks I own. These are the stocks I actually own. People say, oh, I bought this stock. I bought this stock. These, like with public.com, there's no hiding. I bought these stocks. So I bought this one around 30, I believe, 27, 20, I might have bought some at 27, some at 30, but it's at 44. Another 5% dividend stock. Another one I buy is EPD. Where is that? Do I have that on the list here? No. EPD. Enterprise, here we go. EPD, another dividend stock, 7.1%. It's up from where I bought it about 40%. So like those are my three favorite dividend stocks, like EPD, ET, and IRM. Those are my three favorites. All of them are up over 100% in the last 6-7 months. Oh, Mark Cuban. I actually did a video on that earlier. But Mark Cuban. Okay, so essentially people are saying with Mark Cuban that he actually knew what was going on, and it wasn't really that I saw a lot of comments saying how it wasn't that he's like, I didn't know what was going on. I'm in the same boat as everyone else. I lost money. Let me pull up that article. Mark Cuban. Whatever. We'll just look at this later. But Mark Cuban, Mark Cuban, so what I think about that whole situation, I don't think he knew any more than anyone else. The whole situation, how they explain it, and we don't know if it's 100% accurate, is the way they talked about it is what happened with Mark Cuban is that everyone who owned Iron Finance is what the coin was called, the token was called. Everyone went ahead and like sold off their entire positions all the same time, and big whales did it. And whenever we see that happen, it's like everyone going to the bank at the same time. There's not enough money in the bank for everyone to go and take their money out of the bank. If everyone tried to go to your like local bank at the same time and try and take money out, even though you all have that amount much in there, they don't keep enough on hand. And that's a problem with some stable coins, and that's what Mark Cuban is trying to talk about with stable coins and how much is collateralized. He's like, it should be a 1-to-1 ratio for it to be called a stable coin. Like everything should be backed by the US dollar, because otherwise we'll see something happening where we see people lose a lot of money because it's not backed up. How do you send people a referral to? Are you talking about how do I send? All you do to get my referral is you just use the code Michael. There's a bit of an argument going on in the chat here. Exactly. I do agree. Like, guys, public.com is actually my favorite app. You don't have to use my code at all. I don't care. But I'm just saying, it is the best app that I have found for investing because it combines Twitter with a brokerage app. It's everything you could want. If you like to talk about investing, if you like to know what's going on in the stock market, then public.com, people are talking about stocks every day. Stozies, weed time? You're saying it's weed time right now? Well, I brought my dog to the vet and they're like, they were asking me if he smokes. They were asking me if Tugboat smokes. I said no, because he had some like health thing going on. They're like, well, most of the time when this happens to dogs, my forehead glare, I can't help it. I'm just like sweaty. I was like running before. I went to the gym. I was like sweaty. Then I came on here. Then I got the issue with the camera. Can't help it. Can't help it. There's no like forehead glare button. It's just my forehead. It's just shiny. That's what it is. Winston, I don't make price predictions, so we good. We good, fam. I don't do price predictions. I'm saying this is possibly what could happen. You know, we don't know. I've said multiple times in this stream, we don't know when a short squeeze will take place. All we do know is that the short interest is high, and that's why I don't try and time the market. I'm not trying to say, oh, I should buy in now, I should sell now. That's why I try and just stay in these plays, because it's like we don't know when the short is going to happen. We don't know when the short squeeze is going to happen. Eric. Get a life? I have a life. Chains Bangers. That's an interesting name. You know, you hurt my feelings a bit there. I might just quit YouTube altogether. You know, YouTube deleted my channel, but Chains Bangers is saying that I should just get a life. So maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign. Upcoming catalyst for AMC next week. We'll just have to wait and see with the short interest if we continue to see it rise. Also, we'll have to see. I don't remember. Do any big like options expire? Potentially. Michael's forehead. I mean, it is pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. Angel, the code is Michael. M-I-C-H-A-E-L. And if you guys could FaceTime me right now, we'd have to do a little competition to see if you could pronounce my last name. You know? Besides TA, should I know what TA is? A teaching assistant? DJ, what's that? My hobbies, I like golf. I go to the gym. I guess those are two things. Oh, I don't drink, Max. Never have had anything to drink in my life. Not going to. Too many like issues, family stuff. Better just to stay away from that. You have a public link too? The W is silent. Yeah, you've holy holly gravy. You've been listening. You've been listening. It is Rubel. Wrubel. It's like Polish. Someone told me once that Rubel, it's like if you spell it like WR and then like in Polish, there's like, I don't know, someone said it's like an O with a line. BEL. If you spell it that way, it's like means a small fluffy bird. That's what they said it is. If it's like WR, like an O, I don't know what it is in Poland, but it's like an O with like a line. I've met this girl who's from Poland. She told me it means a small fluffy bird. So last year, our public investing account, Justin, the one that's in our Patreon group, I used to talk about it on the other channel, but the public investing group, we went from about 250,000 up to $774,000. 774,000. So that's our public investing account. A lot of that had to do with STEM Inc. and the run that we saw there. But that's the account that is on our Patreon group. I've made that solely for Patreon. Winston with the price predictions. Just right, exactly. Winston, we don't know when shorts are going to cover their position. That's the bottom line. All we know is the short volume ratio. All we know is what's going on with all we know is the short volume ratio. All we know is what the volume is, but we don't know when shorts are going to actually cover their position. Oh, well, okay. Tugboat here is getting a little pissed off. Tugboat is made. Oh, how do you make Patreon? You just go to patreon.com, click creator account. I don't know. It's in the links in the video if you want to check it out. I don't ever talk about it. It's just this one. I don't post in it very often, but when I do, I post exactly what I'm buying, what I'm selling. But remember, I don't buy and sell every single day. Good evening, good night. Ram. Oh, now we're saying hi. Good evening, good night, and hi. That's a weird combination. Okay, I think we're gonna head out. I'm gonna go walk my dog. We covered a lot of stuff. Then we just talked about random stuff, but it was good. It was good. If you guys are new here, please be sure to like the video, turn on the bell notifications, and also please be sure to subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot. If you want to see exactly what stocks I'm buying and selling, you don't have to join the Patreon and pay. I don't care. Just follow me for free on public.com. It's free to do. If you deposit $1 into that account, you'll get up to $50 in a free stock. So you do. If you want to see what stocks I'm buying and not have to pay for Patreon, go do that. But I think I'm gonna head, take Tugboat for a walk. I appreciate all you guys watching. Wendy, Winston, Steve, Michael, Max, Drew. Ram, I appreciate all you guys. So yeah, have a great night. Turn on the bell notifications. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Another live stream. Make sure you got those notifications on. You like the stream, and we'll just have another good time, fun time. We talk about stocks, then we'll just talk about whatever you guys want. But have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.